Good morning. Morning, family. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for joining me. Today is Monday, October 4th. It is 9:25 Eastern Standard Time, a.m., 9:25 a.m. All right, so today we are reading Psalms chapter 4. We're going to read it twice. I'm going to read it out of the NRSV and I'm going to read it out of the Amplified Classic. It's pretty short. There are only 8 verses to it, so it won't take us very long. Good morning. I'm not seeing comments or names. Oh, good morning, John. Hope you have a wonderful day. Good morning. Sometimes the comments don't scroll and the names don't pop up, so that I see that people are watching, but I don't know who it is until it's over. If you left me a comment, then I'll see. So good morning I'm just going to say good morning to everybody this morning, everybody who's watching live and everyone who watches the replay. I hope we have a wonderful day and an awesome week. All right, so I'm going to get right started with Psalms chapter 4. I'm going to read this out of the NRSV, and it reads, "A confident plea for deliverance from enemies. To the leader with stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call, O God of my right. You gave me room when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. How long, you people, shall my honor suffer shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the faithful for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. When you are disturbed, do not sin. Ponder it on your beds and be silent." That is the psalm that I posted for today. It's not that translation, but this is the verse. "Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, oh, that we might see some good. Let the light of your face shine on us, O Lord. You have put gladness in my heart, more than when their grain and wine abound. I will both lie down and sleep in peace, for you alone, O Lord, make me lie down in safety." All right, so let's go over to the Amplified Classic. And this one says, "To the chief musician on stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness, uprightness, justice, and right standing with you. You have freed me when I was hemmed in and enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me. Hear my prayer." Good morning. "O you sons of men, how long will you turn my honor and glory into shame? How long will you love vanity and futility and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart for himself and given distinction to him who is godly, the man loving kindness. The Lord listens and heeds when I call to him. Be angry or stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own hearts upon your beds and be silent. Sorry for the things you say in your hearts. Calmly think of that. Offer just and right sacrifices. Trust, lean on, and be confident in the Lord. Many say, oh, that we might see some good. Lift up the light of your countenance upon us, O Lord. You have put more joy and rejoicing in my heart than they know, when their wheat and their new wine have yielded abundantly. In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you, Lord, alone make me dwell in safety and confident trust." I happen to like this translation because I like the way this makes it plain, right? It makes it hit home. So especially verse 4, "Be angry and sin not. Commune with your own hearts upon your beds and be silent. Sorry for the things you say in your heart." So this really calls us to really take a look at ourselves, right? Because a lot of times we get angry, things happen and we get angry, but we don't stop to reflect and really take account of what part we played in whatever went wrong, right? So I happen to really like this. This is basically saying, check yourself, check your own heart. Don't be so quick to speak. Be silent, give it some thought, right? Think before you speak. Basically, this is what it's saying. think before you speak. We shouldn't always be so quick to respond to a situation. And then the translation, the post that I put up today, it says to like be quiet, think about it overnight, sleep on it, right? So that's a common term that we use today. Why don't you sleep on it? Before you make a decision, sleep on it. So this is basically saying, be angry and sin not. Sleep on it. Before you open your mouth to say something that you may regret, or say something and worse yet, you're even wrong, sleep on it, give it some thought, and then tomorrow when you're calm, think about it and then speak. After you've had a chance to think about it, determine whether or not you even have to say something, because a lot of times when we respond and say something to people, it didn't really even call for a response. A lot of times we need to just learn to let things roll off our back. Let people have their say and move on with your day. But we keep the argument going sometimes unnecessarily by feeling like that we have to have a comeback. We have to have a response. Every comment doesn't require a response, right? And there's a meme that goes around. It says like, you don't have to show up, or you don't have to respond and show up to every invitation or party that you're invited to. So if somebody is trying to bait you into an argument or a disagreement, you can simply walk away, or you can simply just say, whatever, yes, and turn around and walk away and leave it alone, because you'll have more peace. Because how many times do we replay things in our head? So we let people draw us into an argument. We get into this big debate, and then we think about it all day long. We're replaying that scenario over and over again. And so now that's disrupting our day, is killing our joy, is robbing us of our peace. Whereas if we just said nothing, sometimes there are people you just have to ignore, right? If we just ignored it and went about our day, we could have saved our peace, rather than now having to replay this argument and how, So a lot of times it's better to just say nothing, or like this says, sleep on it, and then determine whether or not you even need to say something. And if you do, choose your words wisely, because once we say things, we can't take them back, right? And you can apologize. Sometimes you say things, we'll say something and we'll hurt someone's feelings, and you can apologize, but you can't always restore the relationship back to the way that it was. Some things they cannot be mended. A word spoken, you cannot take it back. And sometimes, regardless of how many times you apologize, sometimes a hurt heart is a hurt heart, right? When you break trust, when you break someone's trust, the trust is broken. And trust is a very hard thing to get back, right? And you could say one thing, a slip of the tongue. Just say one thing, do one thing. It only takes one thing to break someone's trust, and your years trying to get it back, if you ever get it back. Sometimes you never get it back, depending upon what the offense or the action was. We don't get it back. Okay. So I like this too. Verse 5, trust and lean on, be confident in the Lord. And then here, verse number 8, in peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you, O Lord, alone make me dwell in safety and confident trust. So I always pray for sweet sleep. And so when I saw this, that's what I thought about when it says, I will both lie down and sleep in peace. For you, O Lord, alone, O Lord, make me lie down in safety. Now, if you just think about this practically, if you don't feel safe for whatever reason, you generally don't get a good night's sleep, right? Think about something simple every day. Like if you hear noises in the house, if you're home alone and your house is settling, you hear strange noises. Now you're worried about whatever it is somebody trying to break in. And now it's hard for you to sleep, right? Because now you feel like you got to get up, you got to check it out. Excuse me. You lay back down. And now you're still worried. And so that will rob you of your ability to get a good night's sleep. Sleep in peace, have sweet sleep. So you, O Lord, make me lie down in safety. That's self-explanatory. I can't even add to that. When you put your trust in the Lord and you know that everything will work out in the end, that he means, Romans 8:28, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. I rest on that. Right? So let me just see. No, that's it. This was very short this morning. So that's my 2 cents on Psalms chapter 4. So let me tell you what I named today. I named today consistent. Consistent. And why, Allison, did you pick consistent for today? Because I personally need to learn to be, sorry, you guys. I'm really sorry. I need to learn how to be consistent in a lot of things that I have to do. And Kimberly, I have been working on my book. So in fact, last night I sat down and I actually worked on it for a while. But I am not consistent, right? And so I need to be consistent in my fasting. I got to go home and get back on a fast this month because this was one of the best vacations ever. And I ate my way through the 3 weeks that I've been here. And so I now have to be consistent, learning to be consistent in my eating habits and in my fasting. And I didn't stay in the gym as much as I wanted to while I was away as well. And so I have managed to be consistent in this, which I'm very proud of myself. But I need consistency. So I said, I'm going to name today consistent, and that when I get back home, I get home tonight, and then tomorrow I'll get back into my routine of just having fruits and vegetables, come back off the meat, come back off the sugar, make sure that I get back in the gym, and then do it consistently. Like, it has to be a lifestyle. I can't be on one day, off the next day. This can't be a roller coaster ride for me anymore, right? Like, I felt good at the end of those fasts when I dropped that 25, 30 pounds. I felt great. And I'm so disappointed that I've let myself put this weight back on, because now I got to start all over again. I like the way I felt. My clothes look better, but there was no consistency when I came off the fast, you know? And so for that reason, let me stop before this camera. I have this small little plastic stand that I was using to hold this up. So I'm sorry about that. But I just need to be consistent. Long story short, I need to be consistent in what I'm doing. So I'm going to name today consistent, and pray that we all, if we have things that we have not been consistent in, if we're not consistent in reading the Bible, if we're not consistent in praying and fasting, saving money, whatever it is, I just pray that we will work on it, and this week work towards being consistent. All right, so that's it for me. I am working today, even though I'm traveling later on today. I am working, so I've got to get back to work and finish packing my bags and everything. All right, so everybody have a wonderful day. I'm not going to call names this morning because I realized that I always miss people, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to say, General, good morning. Thank you, and I pray that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow from New York. I really want to just cry. I said to my mother last night, why am I going home again? I come down here and I never want to leave. I'm like, why am I going home? Why am I leaving? So we'll pick up with Psalms chapter 5 tomorrow, and I'll be back in New York. All right, have a wonderful day, you guys. I really appreciate you. Love you all. Bless you.